Hello and welcome back to the channel where my microphone is absolutely never plugged in, but we like to play pretend. I think I was speaking through it backwards too. But who are you pretending to be today? Go ahead, let me know in that comment section. Don't be shy, but if you are, I can help you out. Just say,
I have no soul.
Please say it helps you out with the algorithm. Also, can you please, with the sugar on top, lots of sugar on top, hit the subscribe button. It is an absolute free way of supporting this channel, and I'm trying to get to 700,000 subscribers, and I can't do it without you. I haven't figured that out, how I can get to 700,000 subscribers without people hitting the subscribe button. If anyone figured it out, please let me know. The only way that I know for now is your finger clicking that button. Thank you so much. Okay, enough fooling around. We're talking TikTok. TikTok talks. TikTok thoughts. We're talking about something that went completely crazy on TikTok. Okay, so this TikTok got over 4 million views and has the internet going absolutely crazy, and it is a war, an age war. The Gen Zers against everyone else pretty much. So many people seem to be against Gen Z, all because of this chick right here. But there's no one more against this chick than the boomers. You know the boomers, the people who like to tell us, back in my day, I walked 10 miles to school every single day, came home and still mowed the 20-acre plot of land for my mom. We are the generation that knew how to work hard and shut up about it. We never complained, ever. Until now, because I swear to God, some of y'all boomers be complaining about the stupidest shit.
What the hell is with it? Shirley, this is not oatmeal. This cream of wheat, it's a difference. Well, tell Whiffy to come over here and turn on my internet.
And they're not the only ones complaining. Everyone complains. I complain. I love to complain. But people love to complain on the internet, especially those damn Gen Zers. Bad.
No complaining. No complaining for you.
Well, recently, a Gen Zer recently posted a video. There wasn't that much complaining, more of asking a question from what I kind of understand before I dive into this. And the internet went absolutely wild. But when I was going through the comments before I watched the video, the universal opinion of this woman is, you're an idiot. And what is she being an idiot for? Time blindness.
So I just got yelled at for asking a very reasonable question. So I'm applying to go somewhere, and I just wanted to know, are there accommodations for people who struggle with time blindness?
So many people asked my opinion on the time blindness girl and how, you know, entitled and stupid and annoying she is. And I was like, whoa, you guys, she has time blindness. Her eyes go blind on occasion. And after I watched her video and then did a quick Google search for, you know, time blindness and a quick read, that's not what it is. I was mistaken. So thank goodness for reading and reading Rainbow.
Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow.
That was me as I read about the new term called time blindness. So basically, from my understanding, time blindness is struggling to be on time. It's a part of ADHD, something with anxiety, etc., etc. Autistic people seem to struggle with something called time blindness. And in this video, she's asking where she can work if she can't be there on time because of this problem called time blindness. Oh wait, hold on. This kind of changes a few things. We need to take this to I cannot see sometimes to I can't show up on time. Now, before I get into this, there's a lot of people making fun of her, okay? I'm gonna try to understand this thing called time blindness. As a person who has ADHD through school, I got absolutely no accommodations. I'm a millennial, okay? Most boomers who were teaching us, they don't give a fuck. There was no mental health days. I would have panic attacks in class.
Is it hot in here, Mrs. Bob? Why is it so hot in here?
Everybody would either stare at me or just laugh at me. If I didn't pay attention in class because it was completely boring, I would count each tiny little spot on the ceiling. I would get detention and then go home and get in trouble. And then also made fun of because I had a panic attack. What a time to be alive. So with all that being said, I want to try to be understanding to all of this and this individual and her issue. And also, make fun of the situation because I do that with everything and everyone. And are you asking me not to be myself in 2023 when it's all about being yourself and being your true, authentic self? And also, are you asking me not to be all-inclusive? Because if I make fun of everyone and I don't make fun of her, that is probably discriminatory. And I hope you're not asking me to do that. Okay, so why am I still talking into this? This is only for important parts. So we're also going to look into the
Science
of time blindness because I'm sure there's something there that we can look into so we can better understand what she is talking about. So without further ado, we are going to look at the TikTok page, Chaotic Philosopher. She's a streamer, Christian, which totally judged her to not be Christian just from her little icon picture. I was wrong, and I will admit when I'm wrong and when I judge people, which we should not do. AUDHD, politics, economics, and futurism. Well, she forgot time blindness in that long list, but she is going to fill that in with a video right now. Let's go.
So I just got yelled at for asking a very reasonable question. So I'm applying to go somewhere, and I just wanted to know, are there accommodations for people who struggle with time blindness and being on time, you know? And then the person I was with interrupted and acted like I was asking something else, and then when we were done, they actually started yelling at me and saying that accommodations for time blindness doesn't exist, and if you struggle with being on time, you'll never be able to get a job.
Okay, first, before we go on, it looks like there has been tears of flowing. It looks like it just looks like she was having a day, and we've all been there. I don't feel the need to take out my camera and do all of what I've had that day, but some people do. Mostly Gen Zers and Trisha Paytas. Oh my God. And two, I don't know many like corporate jobs that would be like, yeah, that's fine. Show up late all you want, totally. And she looks really young. I think she is in college or a college student, and most college people do what kind of job? Service jobs, you got it. So where the minimum a good employee can do is at least show up on time. You don't even have to smile, just show up on time. So then other people don't have to, you know, pick up your work hours and everything doesn't go to shit at the establishment. But we're only a few seconds in. So far, she only asked a question. I saw many people saying she's demanding someone to accommodate her. All it is so far is a girl with tears in her eyes and a spark in her heart. And so you guys are just putting out the last spark in her little I can't show up on time heart. I feel like the tears in her eyes do make me sad. It's sad. I don't know why I was petting her, but just wipe the tear.
You know, provided you're trying your absolute best to be there.
How does the employer know you're doing your absolute best to be there? That's such just an open, vague term. Because as someone that has my own business, right, and I am terrified of hiring people because no one's gonna put the amount of heart and soul and love in my own business except for me. And that's like my fear. And honey, if you show up late, you know, if I hire you and you show up late and you tell me you have something called time blindness, I am curious though about the absolute best part, because as a trainer, I hear people say, I'm doing the absolute best I can, Michelle. And then I go on their Instagram that they blocked me on my other Instagram that no one knows about and you'll never find it. And I see them eating corn dogs, dunking Oreos, drinking all the drinks. And apparently, that's just their absolute best, which is shit. So what if her absolute best is staying up super late, playing video games, scrolling through Instagram, eating certain foods that help her not sleep, and then she wakes up late, turns off her alarm, and just lays there for 30, 40 minutes, and then finally shows up to work about 30, 40, an hour late. That's her absolute best?
You were lying your ass off.
So I would love some elaboration there.
And then they're like, your stupid generation wants to destroy the workplace. And yeah, I think that a culture where workers are just cut off because they struggle with being on time, when there's other solutions that we can look to, I think that just anybody who thinks it's okay to just treat people like that, yeah, that culture needs to be dismantled.
Me? I need to be dismantled because if I was an employer, I would expect you to show up on time to the job that I'm going to pay you? What does dismantled mean? Don't make fun of me. I like to make sure that I'm getting the correct terms. Look it up. Textbook definition. To take a machine or structure to pieces. The engines were dismantled and the bits piled into a heap. Okay, a little dramatic.
And then I asked that person, how can you feel good about yourself upholding this kind of system? And then to think I'm entitled. No, if people think it's okay to treat others like this, that's entitlement.
Well, I tried.
You saw me. I tried to understand. Okay, there's more where she posted more, another video, but just watching this, the one that got probably like 5 million views, the main video that got tons of views by the time that I post this, I can see why people were like,
what?
You want accommodations for not being able to time manage your day to get to a job that pays you? Huh. Yeah, so I'm trying this, okay, I'm trying to miss chaotic. But this is utter
chaos.
I don't like it. No me gusta. And you know what? You know what I'm just thinking? I think this might just be, I think this is racist. Stay with me now, because I'm about to take you to school. Because us black people from the dawns of time have had this condition, a very real scientific condition called CP time. Look it up.
Welcome to CP Time, the only show that's for the culture.
Every single black person you see on the street, at work, at school, we all struggle with it. We all have this scientific disability bred into us, bred into our bones, our gene pool, arriving at places that we don't really want to be at on time. And we have done it throughout history. We made it, we make it work, and now this white woman wants to get accommodations for something us black people have struggled with since forever? As a black woman, I'm being very sarcastic, okay? For the people who are watching this like, getting ready to write me a paragraph, it's sarcasm. I warned you in the beginning, we play pretend and we don't take things very, very seriously, especially on TikTok, and come on, we've got Coochie Kobe is sitting in the crotch of my smart doll. Do you think this is serious? Because we're as serious as Coochie Kobe. So anyway, I wanted to know, what exactly is time blindness? It happens to all of us. We're deep in conversation with a good friend and time just melts away. Or you're meant to watch an episode of a TV show before bed. Now you've somehow wound up thick in the 3rd season and it's almost time to get ready for work. A skewed perception of time happens to everyone sometimes. And for people with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder or autism spectrum disorder, keeping track of time can be particularly difficult. Some people call it time blindness. It's a natural consequence of hyperfocus or becoming so engrossed in an activity that you block out everything else around you. I did notice and also like how the article says some people call it time blindness, as in it sounds better and more serious saying time blindness rather than I'm always late to everything. What is time blindness? Time blindness refers to the inability to recognize when time has passed or to estimate how long something will take. Dr. Manos says time blindness isn't a diagnosis or a specific symptom. It's more just a general way of talking about the phenomenon of losing track of time, and it can be more extreme for some people. Everybody has time blindness at times, Dr. Manos says. We all can get caught up in something and get in the zone. Some people with ADHD, though, are more prone to have difficulty being able to judge how long something will take to do or to lose track of time. So then the article goes on and says that ADHD individuals, or like autistic people in general, have a way harder time with just time management, because the average person will hyperfocus, the ADHDer and the autistic person will really hyper-focus on certain tasks. And I am well aware that, you know, having ADHD or panic attacks and autism is all the rage now. It's very trendy, and it's just so fun to have panic attacks and constantly be thinking of everything at every single given time, all while hyper-focusing on a thing while thinking of all the other things. So quirky, so fun. But as someone who has it and understands that it's like a struggle with time management, but if I'm working for someone, I know I just kind of have to do things and find ways to get over it. And the article gives some options to deal with what you need to deal with, which is very funny because every single article I read had the same solutions. And I'll tell you why that's funny in a second. 1. Set your timer. 2. Give yourself small segments of time to finish each task, which will keep you on track. 3. Avoiding the fun activities that captivate you and make you lose track of time if you have an appointment. 4. Make a list or schedule. And I do all of these things, especially the timer and especially having a schedule. Every single night before I go to bed, I schedule out my next day and I put it in like 35, 40 minute to an hour time frames. So it gives me small tasks, because if I don't, 1, I feel very messy. I don't know really how to explain it. Just my brain feels so heavy. It feels like my brain feels frustrated, and then I can't really focus or get things done. If I focus on each small task through the day, I have a very productive day, especially if I have timers. Let's get back to that funny part. What's funny is that when I was going through the comments, many people who agreed with her, there were people that it's not just like, I mean, most people think it's stupid, but there were people that agreed with her. And there were a few people saying, it's not as easy as setting a timer. Okay, I get that everyone, you know, has problems, but as someone who possibly might have to hire someone, you know, people soon, I would not hire you if you couldn't do the bare minimum of showing up on time. I do think that there are other solutions or just other jobs that you can look into where you don't have to show up on time, as in owning your own business, where you are the elite, the top head honcho, who everyone then complains about because even the boss can't be there on time. But you know, you're the boss, so I mean, it doesn't matter. The other option I think would be like an artist, or you know, sell your type of art or something, or a social media influencer. As a social media influencer, you can post anytime you want. I always knew personally I needed a job that was flexible. I didn't have to talk to people in person, especially with my endometriosis. I mean, working a regular job, I can't take a week off of work every single week. People say they understand, but corporate businesses do not understand. They don't give a fuck if you are bleeding through your vagina and you are throwing up and your feet are swelling and you're in immense amounts of pain. They don't care. They need you to work. Otherwise, they will find someone else. And they did. I've been fired before. My last solution for a job I could think of is OnlyFans. Spread those ass cheeks anytime you want. They don't care. They just want to see them. If you guys have more solutions than that, put them in the comment section. Bottom line though is I understand everyone has their problems, but I don't agree with the whole dismantling establishments that enforce that very simple rule of showing up on time. So she posted a few more videos after that, and she's wearing alien earrings, and I do like those more than her statement of dismantling establishments that just require you to be there on time. But let's take a look.
When people ask me how does it feel being the time blindness girl and have everybody bashing you constantly on Twitter and Instagram, and all I could say is it's a testament of what the United States has become. And we hear about algorithms, political radicalization, and how the internet is influencing humans, and we think, oh, okay. But then when it happens to you, you see how big of a problem it is. Because when we can no longer have a civil discussion about a video with very little context, it makes you wonder, is there even a future for our nation, and what future is there to fight for?
So as I can agree with her when you go on the internet and you say just like a tiny thing or ask a question, people will assume and then just jump to conclusions and write you a whole novel with their fucking paragraph. But at the same time, you had to know, you just like, she's been on the internet for a while, and you kind of know what's going to take off and what's not going to take off. She's said some controversial type things before. She started to kind of get the feel of what to do, what to say, what's going to take off in the TikTok realm. I personally think that you had to know that posting this, you were gonna get just a bunch of people jumping down your throat. So there were plenty of comments, you know, that this video has settled. Many people were talking about it, and a lot of people that were on her side were saying, well, she's just asking a question. And I'm kind of like, kind of understanding why it blew up so much. I mean, she said, dismantle the establishments that require you to show up on time. Okay, SpongeBob.
I will dismantle this oppressive establishment board by board.
How would this work in real life if people really accommodated people who have time blindness?
Excuse me,
yes,
where's my order?
I'll be right there with your order, I swear.
My order hasn't come
I
yet
understand,
either.
sir. I'll have it to you very, very soon. Just a little bit more waiting.
Peanut butter cheeseburger
yes,
with ranch.
For sure. I'm the only server today. One of the other servers are late, and I'm trying to get all of the orders out myself. Mackenzie! Yes, Mr. Shablansky.
I told you when I hired you that you couldn't be late with orders, cause my ass is on the line.
I understand, sir. I'm not late. I'm actually working overtime right now. Jessica is actually late at the moment, and oh, you know what? Actually, here she is. So, Jessica, you're late again.
Hey, don't you dare bring up being late. There is no such thing as Jessica being late. She's got the time blindness. So not only Are you completely incompetent of your job? But you're also insensitive to people who have disorders. Debilitating disorder. Now take your orders to the respected tables, do your job with a smile on your face, and contribute to society like a functioning normal human being, or Shaplansky's gonna lose it.
Well, I'm gonna end the video right here. But wait, before that, can you just hit the subscribe button because Zablansky will lose it? Please, we don't want that. You guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to set your timers and, you know, make a plan and go out. Seize the day. I know you can do it. Love ya, bye. I didn't really punch you. Oh wait, take whichever one you want. Punch, kiss, both, whatever you want. I don't care. As long as you hit the subscribe button, you better do it right now. Okay, bye.
Wake up, honey, I made you breakfast. Fresh coffee and bagels too. A new day is waiting for us. We got lots of fun stuff to do. Let's go to the zoo and feed the monkeys. I can lend them your baseball cap. Let's make the day a barrel of fun. Growing up is just a trap.